Hi everyone. Today I want to share a card using a stamp set that I overlooked the first time I saw it. It's called Botanical Bliss, and it has a die set that goes with it. So I was going through the catalog recently because it's retiring soon, and I was looking at what's staying around, and I noticed that Botanical Bliss is staying around into the next catalog. I was looking at the samples there and they're really cute, and when something carries over into the next catalog, it's no longer bundled at a discount, which it is currently until the end of May. So, actually June 3rd. So this is May 2019. If you're watching this in a later date, you can still get this through the 2019/20 catalog as well. So check for Botanical Bliss and the really pretty dies that go along with it. I forget their name. Botanical tags. So it's got that tags in the name. But I used it for a few things besides tags, so I wanted to share that with you. There are three kind of dies that only cut the top, which is why they're perfect for a tag or a bookmark. And you've got three of those, but they were really smart. They always are. I don't know why I doubt it. And they gave you a way to cut out the rest of it. So let's say you wanted this little fun floral shape, you can cut it out, and that way you've got the floral shape without it being a tag. So they were really smart that way. Same thing with this rose. I'm calling it a rose. Maybe it's peony, I'm not sure. Anyway, you can cut that out as well. So you can use it as a tag, or you can add this little piece and cut it out, and you've got a beautiful embellishment to use on any project. It doesn't have to be a tag. It could be a scrapbook page or a treat box. It's really cute, or a card. So this one does not have a similar shape to the bottom, but it doesn't really need one because there's not an intricate cut here. You can just cut straight across. So this one doesn't have a special die to do it. This one does, so that you can get that leaf in there. So I wanted to show you a few projects with it. I made this card, and this one uses that rose die cut, and see, I didn't use it as a tag. It's kind of cute. I'm using it in a different way, and I really like the way this looks with the white showing through, and it's got some floral in the background, and I think this is a very lovely card. Now here I used it as a bookmark, and I cut out the rose. Even though I did use it as a tag, I cut out extra pieces and layered them so that I've got a really pretty layered look with petal pink and soft seafoam. And I cut out, a little bit with the leaves and just layered them on top of each other for this little bookmark. And this one I made a little pocket card, so the bird's nest is sticking up, and then you just pull out the little pocket that says happy birthday. I'm using this ribbon here that's petal pink. It comes in a combo, and it comes with this petal pink and also a shaded spruce. Very pretty combo ribbon pack, and it has a little bit of copper threading through it, so I've done some copper embossing. And then this one is using the floral die. So I've done the same thing where I've got the negative space here. I've kind of got the floral sticking up and cut across, and then I cut out some extra ones to use as for some pops of color. And then I've got the stamp set that coordinates, and I've got that popping off the back. It's embossed with a little resist. So I've got that. And then I noticed that this was, it sticks up a little bit, and I thought, what else can I do with that little sticking up shape? And I thought of this cute little idea. And so it's like a luminary, I suppose you can call it. And I've cut it and made it pop up on all sides, and then you can put a little tea light inside there. I've put a little vellum sleeve and have a little glowing light inside, and that would be, it's kind of bright in here so you can't see the glow, but it would be a really pretty decoration on some tables for a bridal shower, or anything like that, and it's really lovely. And then I did another one with the flower, and I made this little treat holder, and you can make this into a luminary too. So you're just going to slip this little sleeve out, and you can stick that in here, and that would be a little glowing light as well. And then this could be the treat holder. This would be really pretty with some white Jordan almonds in it, and a nice little bag full for a party favor. Anyway, I thought it was a really fun little die collection that does something different that other dies don't do. And so I thought it was really fun. And we're going to make this card together. For this card, I've got a base cut in thick Whisper White, and it's 4 1/4, and it's all the way at 11 the inches, and so then I've scored it right in half at 5 1/2. And what we're going to do is stamp the flower in the background. And you know, I did it once where, see on this one, I stamped kind of randomly everywhere, and then this flower is behind it. I feel that's too busy. I like the look of the white. So know where your floral is going to end up and avoid that space. So if you want to have it on the left or the right, either way is good. Just kind of avoid that area when you stamp. Now I'm using Stampin' Blends to color in my flowers, so I have to use Memento ink to ink up those flowers. It's easier to stamp when your cardstock is flat and not folded, but I want it to go off the top, so I'm going to put that little Post-it note down. There. Okay, now we're just going to color these in. So I'm using Petal Pink, Light Calypso Coral, and Soft Seafoam. I'm going to start with the light soft seafoam. Now when using Stampin' Blends, they recommend not doing large areas, so I'm not going to do every leaf and then go back and add the dark. I'm going to just do these 2 little leaves and then go on to the next one. So I'm adding shadows kind of closer to the flower and along the veins. Some people like to use the blends going dark to light, and some people like to do light to dark. I think you just have to use what works best for you. I don't really think there's a right or wrong on that one. And in fact, I kind of switch off often. I tend to like the brush tip instead of the nib for little tiny detail work. I think that point is really nice. So that's why I'm using the brush tip. Lets you get into those little corners of the petals. Alright, that's the soft seafoam. Now for the Petal Pink, my daughter has a little friend upstairs and their bedroom is directly above mine, my office here. So they're laughing and giggling, so if you hear any crazy noises, they're happy noises, I promise. So for this one, because of the way the flower is drawn out, I'm not really doing any blending. I'm using the blends just as markers in this case, and I'm not adding dark and light on top of each other. So I'm just kind of just coloring it any old way I like. I like the center here, these little petals to be dark, and the backs of these turned up petals I'm also doing in the dark Petal Pink. I really love the Stampin' Blends. I love that you can color a large area and not get those marker lines. You know, like when you do a line and you overlap slightly, you've got that just little line of darker ink. And these are just so pretty. Smooth coloring. There. And then for the center of the flower, I just used Calypso Coral. And I used the light Calypso Coral, so it wasn't too big of a contrast. That's how I colored these flowers. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the flowers, but I'm going to speed up the video so that it won't be so long while you watch me color. Okay, I'm done coloring, and now I'm going to do the layer in soft seafoam. So I've cut this piece at 4 1/4 by 4, so you have to be careful to make sure you've got it going the correct direction. And I'm going to use the rose here, and I'm going to put it on this side because I don't want to overlap there. So I'm going to run this through my cutter like so, making sure that I cleared the top, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I have my flower, and I need to cut across in a nice straight line. So I'm going to grab my paper trimmer here, and what I'm going to do is line up this score line with my where I want it cut, right there. And then I'm just going to remove this part. Okay, now I wanted to add something to this piece, and so I stamped the flower from the stamp set, this one here, and I just did a tone on tone, so I'm going to stamp soft sea foam on top of soft sea foam. I'm just kind of turning my flower randomly. Alright, so that is the base of the soft sea foam part, and that's just going to go right on top here. So I wanted to add some ribbon, and I'm using that petal pink metallic ribbon. I have this little scrap here, so I want to use that up. So I'm going to do like a faux bow. Normally I just go all the way underneath and don't worry about it, but I'm trying to use up some scrap. We're going to do this card buffet, and I want to use up any leftover scraps I have to make sure that I have ribbon for everyone. Now, I don't always use tear tape when I'm sticking down my pieces, but because I'm going to stick this ribbon here, I want it to be stuck good. I don't want it to come apart. So I'm going to do this, and I'm sure that that will stay together. I'll line that up. There we go. I was cutting it close with that one, wasn't I? Okay, now we can tie a bow. I like to start it to see how long I need my ribbon, and then I do it again. I'm not good at bows, I'm just going to tell you that. Okay, so I'm using a piece of petal pink cardstock, and I'm going to do a happy birthday. And I wanted to kind of bring out this copper in the ribbon, so I'm going to stamp it in Versamark, which is a sticky ink. And copper embossing powder. I'm going to grab a scrap. So, and I'm going to heat this up with my heat tool. Embossing is so fun. It's always magical watching it change color. It's kind of loud, so I will turn the sound off and speed it up a little bit. Isn't that fun watching it shine? Now I'm just going to flag the end. And how I do that is I go up the center and then meet the center like so. And that's it. Our card is done. Isn't it pretty? I think it's lovely. I hope that you'll go through and look at some of those bundles that are currently 10% off and see what you think. And if you're looking at this after June 3rd, it's still a really pretty stamp set and die collection. It's unique, and I like that about it because these are kinds of dies that we don't see every day. I really think it's fun to have the different options. So I'll show you again. Thank you for watching. I hope that you'll come back and watch again. If you're looking for a demonstrator, I have a blog, bestpapercuts.com, and you can shop right from there and look at all kinds of other ideas. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.